So you spent some time with Floyd, obviously, yesterday ahead of his crossover fight August 26th. Surprisingly, we saw a different Floyd with some high praise for his upcoming opponent. Max, are you buying that Conor is better on paper?
You know, when I told everyone that, watch this, Floyd's going to get knocked down in sparring, well, because they're going to have to sell this fight as competitive somehow, I realized as I said that my saying that probably meant that, or might mean that he won't get knocked down in sparring because someone just shouted it out before it happened, and how's it going to look when it happens, and now I'm going to say, look what just happened, right? So, but you knew something was going to come out like this, and still there'll be something else that makes people believe, makes the sporting public believe that Conor McGregor has a chance to win. So here Floyd is saying he's bigger, he's younger, he's stronger, he's whatever. I'm not the same guy I was in my 40s. He even went so far, Stephen A., as to start quoting his knockout percentage, how it's dropped so precipitously in recent years, when the fact is he was never a knockout puncher once he went up to welterweight, which is where he spent the second half of his career. He was more of a knockout. He wasn't ever really a huge puncher, but he was a sharper puncher and a guy who could score stoppages when he was a junior lightweight. I don't know, he's talking about 90% knockout percentage. It must have been way earlier in his career. But he was never this devastating puncher, just a sharp puncher. And even as a welterweight, he's a sharp puncher. He can keep guys honest. But he's never been, in recent years, this huge knockout threat. So him even bringing something like that up demonstrates that he knows what he's doing. He's selling a fight where he's going to make an 8-figure payday for a guy who normally wouldn't be a sparring partner for him. And he's got to figure out a way to make the public believe that his opponent has a shot. Stephen A., when he said it's not going to be a defensive fight, it's going to be an offensive fight, he's got to bring it to him to make up for the Pacquiao fight because people were disappointed. Let me just tell you, a defensive fight clearly favors Mayweather. An offensive fight favors Mayweather. There is no kind of fight in a boxing ring that doesn't favor Mayweather. And Conor is going to give Floyd plenty of opportunities to hit him. This is going to be very bad for Conor McGregor. It's going to be great. He's going to make a ton of money. He's going to be a very rich man. But there is no competition in the ring.
I will confess to you, Max Kellerman, it's rare that I've ever thought about you as much as I was thinking about you while I was sitting down with him yesterday, because every other word that came out of his mouth, I was like, Max, Max did say this. Max told me this was coming. He said he's just playing right. I even got to a point during the interview on 2 occasions where I said, you know what Max Kellerman said? He said this, right? This is what he said you were going to do, right? He was like, listen, man, he said, I'm older. I've been away for 2 years. I'm shorter. I don't have the reach. I don't have the power that he has. He's the bigger fighter, but we will see. In the same breath, he also, he can't hide his confidence. He can't hide his assuredness. He's obviously somebody who believes he's going to completely dominate Conor McGregor. That's just where he's at right now. The mentality, I listened to what he was saying, and I just said, that's Floyd the salesman. What I will say is that Floyd Mayweather Sr. and everybody else associated with them, they recognize that Floyd, this should be easy work. They recognize that Floyd should put something on him. But there is not a legitimate concern for Conor McGregor, Max. There is a legitimate concern that, okay, you have taken some punishment. You have been in this game for quite a long time. You have put your body through X, Y, and Z. Enough of this. The end is near, and that's okay. So listening to folks like that and then hearing Floyd allude to him being 40 and 2 years removed from the game, even though I know he's trying to just sell a fight and up the ante and up the cachet and significance of a Conor McGregor, it did lend itself towards me believing this is it for him, and he ain't trying to get into the ring with any young lions or get into the boxing ring with anybody else. I think that part is over. I think the fact that he's getting into the ring with Conor McGregor alone shows me that he considers this to be an exhibition, because I don't think Floyd is going to consider this a real fight. I think he expects to be dominant, whereas with anybody else, some of those young lions on the come up, he might have to put in more work, and that is the part I think he's beyond.